All right, Bruce Arena is with us, and you wrote that book, What's Wrong with Us, or U.S., on the state of American soccer. How shocked were you when this team did not qualify?
Well, certainly I was disappointed, and I discussed this in my book. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of say in the matter what went wrong. I listened to a little bit of Taylor's comments, and although Taylor's supposed to be an expert in the game, I think he's dead wrong on a couple things. We were surprised, but it was a difficult year. I took over after 2 games. The Hex in World Cup qualifying CONCACAF is a total of 10 games. So we started off with 2 losses in November 2016, and I came in 2017. We had 8 games remaining. We knew from the start it was going to be a battle and it was going to come down to the end. Our team had a great run in the year. We won the Gold Cup. We won 14 games in a row undefeated. In the last 4 games, we needed to, as you do the math now, we needed to earn 5 points and ended up earning 4 and failed in the last day in Trinidad and not against the third team in Trinidad, as Taylor explained. But we failed on the day, and there's no excuses. And for whatever reason, there are days where teams are not on, and that was one of the days for us. And to this day, I can't explain why. But we fell short, and the circumstances were such that Honduras and Panama won their games, and the U.S. was eliminated by a point. And it's very disappointing. However, it's a warning sign. For years, we've been very complacent about our role in CONCACAF and World Cups are going to come easy. They're not. Qualifying for a World Cup is extremely competitive in every region in the world, and certainly it is in CONCACAF as well.
Bruce, what do we need to do? What does America need to do to get back in the conversation around the world for men's soccer?
Well, we have good young players. However, I think between the ages of 17 and 21, we have nowhere for them to go where we don't have enough competition for them, the quality competition, coaching, and the ability to play in their domestic league. And listen, I don't believe that the young American players should be given a privilege where they get on the field automatically. They have to earn it and all. But the trend in Major League Soccer over the last couple of years is that it's largely an international players league. So 70% of the starters in Major League Soccer are international players. And that's hampering the development of the American player. And people wonder why the national team, they get some injuries or suspensions. They don't have quality depth. We don't have young players that are developing, and the players that play in Major League Soccer tend to be a little bit older, the American player, and we're not giving young Americans a chance. And I believe it's the job of our governing body, U.S. Soccer, to put some rules and regulations in place to allow for more Americans to play. And that's not something new. It's done in a lot of countries in the world in their domestic league. So I strongly believe we've got to make some changes in the rules and regulations in Major League Soccer as well as some other areas also.
All right, Bruce, our best player in America is considered to be Christian Pulisic, who's playing in Germany right now. So not that he has to have on his shoulders how the men in America become big in soccer around the world, but in your mind, what should his route be as he gets older?
Well, he's playing for a very good club team in Germany, Dortmund. So he has a great platform right now to develop. And, there was no secret about Christian Pulisic. At 17, he was rated by a lot of people the best 17-year-old player in the world. It was not a secret and a surprise that this young man turned into be a very good player. He needs to continue to develop, and he's going to have another move in the next couple of years. And hopefully it's with a club team that gives him an opportunity to play on a regular basis. I'd hate to see our best player go to a Barcelona or a Real Madrid and play fewer minutes. So he needs to be playing. So that's going to be an important move. However, with the U.S. national team, it just can't be Christian Pulisic. We need to develop other players. Our top American players in Europe are not playing big roles on their club teams. We have a lot of players in Major League Soccer that are not getting the opportunity. So we've got to come up with a plan and execute the plan over the next couple of years in order to have a stronger roster for qualifying for the 2022 World Cup.
Bruce Arena is with us, former head coach of the United States men's national team in soccer. Hey, I want to get your reaction to something that's really caught on a lot of attention. Landon Donovan went out there and put on a sponsored tweet saying my other team is Mexico, and a lot of people had some issues with that, saying you're basically going against our bitter rival. What was your reaction to seeing that out there?
Well, listen, I've competed a lot of years against Mexico in the national team program, and there are fierce rivals. However, the United States not in this World Cup, and when I watch games, I support Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica. Now, I don't do it commercially. I'm not, and I think that's the knock against Landon. I don't see anything wrong with supporting Mexico as counterparts in our region. But I guess the knock is that he was doing it for commercial reasons, and it didn't go over that well with people. However, we have enough problems in this world that we are establishing hate now in the sport of soccer because you're mentioning I'm supporting this team during the World Cup. I think it's a little over the top.
Well, listen, things tend to get over the top, especially on social media, pretty quickly. Again, the book is What's Wrong with Us or the U.S., available in bookstores everywhere. Bruce Arena, former U.S. men's national team head coach. Bruce, we appreciate your insights on the World Cup, and thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Bruce putting out some very interesting things about what's going on.
And listen, we've asked from Bruce Arena to people that have played on the men's national team to other soccer enthusiasts, and you basically hear a lot of the same reasons of why it's not growing in the U.S. and will it change? There's money out there to be had. How do you allocate it? How do you keep?
Tweet for Wells Fargo.
But the big thing, how do you get the players? Because we all know a lot of times where the players end up going. If you took the major sports and took the best athlete players off that and if they played soccer from 10 years old on, how good could we be at that point where all the athletes are going? I have no idea.